happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. As we got Elon Musk and his Doge back at it again, and it looks like that Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker may be at the center of this one, as they just uncovered $1 billion in unchecked tax dollars going to some very questionable NGOs. And I'm excited to get into this one, so we're not straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out. All right, so we got Derek Evans here on X with the breaking news. The state of Illinois is now been busted, sending $1 billion in taxpayer dollars to fund NGOs with little to no oversight or accountability. Let's check this one out.
Today we're turning our attention to a staggering amount of taxpayer money, over $1 billion, that's being funneled into political connected non-government organizations or NGOs. This wasn't uncovered by government watchdogs, but concerned Illinoisans and Republican legislators that our grassroots effort we call DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency.
And until we have the political courage to do that, guess what? When you start to trim the pork, the pigs start to squeal. And that's what we're going to see when these things get exposed. The uproar is going to be deafening.
I mean, there's the speed in this world, and frozen ketchup or slow molasses is where we get this stuff back from these government agencies. We need to have the ability to go into these agencies and have them respond, and the current structure doesn't allow us to.
I think there's a clear path down to $44 billion that is not painstaking to the people of Illinois, and also putting $1,500 back into the pockets of working families. Again, we do not have a revenue problem. We have a priority problem.
The easy answers were a long time ago. It's going to take tough people to come up here and right-size this stuff.
$1 billion, whopping $1 billion with little to no oversight nor accountability, and there's no means or methods in place for that. I feel like this isn't coincidental. This is very intentional by these corrupt folks. They wanted that to be that way. It's set up and designed for little to no oversight or accountability for this money. Our tax dollars are going just any and everywhere, but it gets worse. I had to do a little digging into what's going on in Illinois. I'm like, wait, what's up with the Pritzker family? It says the Pritzker family has 64 NGOs. This is Sue Knows Best on X, tweeting out, while we're wondering where our tax dollars are going and why liberals are screaming at the top of their lungs to stop Doge, this should be criminal. The Pritzker family owns 64 NGOs, non-government organizations. Wait, what? Hold on.
The Pritzker family, very prominent political family, apparently has 64 NGOs. Again, this is just one single NGO, and you're seeing a lot of people working for no compensation. They're just a trustee of some sort. Everybody else is being paid upwards of $250,000. Senior VP for policy research, $400,000 a year being paid for that. Strategy affairs being paid $330,000 a year. VP, $300,000 a year. And again, they've got 64 of these. This is all paid for by your tax dollars, by the way. That's all your money. So you get these families in government. It's almost just like a thief who figured out that the bank vault door got left open. And they really are just, every NGO is another bag for cash. And they just jam as much cash into one bag as possible, zip it up, throw it away, file a new LLC. We're the clean water people, whatever, fine. Just shove the money in the bag, hand it off to your friends. Do they achieve anything? No, not really. Do they build anything? Certainly not. No, absolutely not at all. Do they make anything better for anybody? Not tangibly, no. Certainly for the people working for them, they're such amazing philanthropists.
Wow. This is a crazy discovery, which really got me wondering more about the whole Pritzker family and their 64 non-government organizations who are at the same time, they get shoveled so much money. Like he's saying, the tax dollars definitely go to the purse of these NGOs a lot more often than not. So we've seen old Stacey Abrams trying to get away with $1 billion over in the state of Georgia. But got me wondering, I had to do a little bit more research, and we found this one on Cooper Handy's X account with the Pritzker family profile and their net worth being $41.6 billion with a B, $billion, not million, billion, you guys. 2024's richest family's net worth as of 2/8/2024. That is absolutely nuts. And it reads on, this is from the editor saying that the Pritzker family is a powerful family, spent the 2000s feuding over trust and eventually divvied up the family fortune that includes Hyatt hotels, with his sons, A.N. Pritzker, created the Hyatt and invested in industrial conglomerate, Marmon Group, now owned by Berkshire Hathaway. It says that Thomas Pritzker serves as the chairman of Hyatt. His son, Jason Pritzker, also sits on the company's board. J.B. Pritzker became governor of Illinois in 2019, and his sister, Penny Pritzker, also another prominent figure. We got to remember that name. Penny Pritzker was Secretary of Commerce in the Obama administration. We already know anything that comes from that administration got to be a little bit shady. Then we got Liesl Pritzker Simmons, who sued her father and the Pritzker family in 2002. The family ended up selling this and has made a name as an impact investor. Okay, so the family worth a whopping $41.6 billion. I needed more, you guys. This was not enough. And I had to look into this whole Penny Pritzker. This is what kept coming up for me. We got Karen Tudales on X with a Wall Street Journal post repost saying Penny Pritzker understated her income by $80 million. Wow. Let's read into this. It says on the eve of her Senate confirmation hearing, Commerce Secretary nominee Penny Pritzker alerted Congress that she mistakenly understated her 2012 income by at least $80 million. So on the eve of her Commerce Secretary nomination, she's the day before? Okay. She's saying she may have made a mistake, $80 million. It says the admission came in a new financial disclosure document that Ms. Pritzker filed with the Senate on Tuesday. The newly disclosed payment came from the U.S. I hope that doesn't stand for United States. Does it stand for us? So we gave her $80 million. This is the undisclosed payment? Okay, and that's what I'm saying. This family has to be stopped. I mean, they're going behind the scene. There's like no oversight, no accountability. These folks are just getting away with United States tax dollars. This is all coming from taxpayers. You can't make this stuff up. Now we've got GOP lawmakers not standing for this, now targeting $1 billion in taxpayer-funded NGO spending uncovered by the Illinois Doge series. I'm so thankful for Doge and all those folks who are opposing or screaming and crying in the street saying that Doge needs to be stopped. They need to be investigated. Investigate them immediately. As soon as they say that, look into them because they're definitely covering up, trying to hide something. And we got a brief article. I'll run through this quickly. Stating that a group of Illinois House Republicans called for fiscal reforms during a May 13th press conference that addressed taxpayer-funded abuse by politically connected non-governmental organizations, NGOs, with lawmakers citing information reported in investigative series Illinois Doge. Then goes on to say the group referenced reporting and the Illinois Doge series, a collaboration between local governmental information systems or services, breakthrough ideas, and others that appeared in LGIS-owned publication, included Chicago City Wire, Prairie State Wire, and 30 other state journals. Quote, today we're here to identify programs and projects that have wasted over $1 billion. That's the reason why Illinois Doge has been created. And this was coming from State Representative Chris Miller. And then led by Miller, members of the Illinois Freedom Caucus and the like-minded lawmakers detail how state funds are increasingly being directed towards advocacy organizations that are not subject to public accountability requirements. Quote, we're 18 days away from adjournment and likely to vote on the largest budget in Illinois history at over $55 billion, Miller said. That's approximately 40% higher than it was 6 years ago when Governor Pritzker, underline this guy, came into office. Another fun fact, it's far above even the rate of inflation. Quote, right now, we have no idea what's in the budget, and even most of the Democrats don't know what's in it. If history repeats itself, which we can expect it will, there will be more taxpayer abuse and more spindlecrats spending money out of control. I like that one. Instead of the Democrats, it's the spindocrats. Now, those folks who are crying and screaming in the streets about Elon Musk and the Department of Government efficiency, their oversight are now called spindocrats. From this point on forward, spindocrats are out of control. Investigate these spindocrats. Then goes on to say that they highlighted examples of nonprofits receiving tens of millions in grants despite what they described as questionable programming, vague services descriptions, and overt political activities. The group of lawmakers noted that some organizations receiving substantial taxpayer support should be targeted for cuts, including the Indo-American Center, which Representative Adam Nymerg called to defund. As part of its Illinois Doge series, Chicago Wire reported the Indo-American Center, based in Chicago's West Ridge neighborhood, has received over $25 million in state grants in 2 years. Wow, and this is just a journal reporting. What is this? Just a publication? Chicago City Wire is literally just like a publication. That's crazy. 25 million in 2 years. There needs to be some oversight on this money. Who's just sending this money to their friends for absolutely nothing's getting built, nothing is getting done. This is exactly what I said. This is the same thing we've seen with old Stacey Abrams in the state of Georgia, where she's saying we're getting these efficient appliances, and that's why I'm going to need $1 billion of your dollars. We didn't see any who actually received these appliances. No one did. Stacey Abrams literally, that's like another pose. Hey, we're going to do some clean water, like our TikToker said, clean water. And we're going to need another $2 billion for that. And nothing gets done ever. They just take the money and they run with it. This can't keep happening. We need to see some true oversight. I'm so glad we got Doge sniffing this out. This is Illinois Doge, by the way. It says the organization promotes civic engagement, including voter registration for immigrants regardless of legal status. Wait, that's what the Chicago City Wire promotes? No way. Okay. Regardless of their legal status, they're including voter registration for immigrants. That's interesting. Very interesting that this is happening in a sanctuary city. Or I guess this is Illinois as a whole, but at the same time, this is very interesting to say the least. Then says that this mission statement directly contradicts federal law. This is a disgrace and a prime example of what should be cut in this year's budget. Wow. There is a lot going on here. There's a lot to take in. But I wanted to make sure I covered this and we didn't miss anything. You know, we had the Pritzker family in there. We need to get a breakdown of who's actually running this show. The richest family, one of the richest families, $41.6 billion. And I don't think that's a coincidence. These folks got rich off of us. I'm telling you, they were wealthy. They had money, but they rolled in the dough off our tax dollars. These NGOs are the new way to break the bank. They found a new way to launder money, and they're not even trying to hide it anymore. Guys, this is insane. Absolutely. I mean, the more and more I get into this stuff, it really just blows my mind what's going on behind the scenes, but not really behind the scenes because it's all right there in front of us to see. But they're taking our money. I don't see how more folks aren't outraged behind this. Y'all, but definitely hop in the comment section. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you did enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next week.